Hello, my name's Miss Meg and I am really interested in being part of your school. So I have come from a classical background, but I've also got a lot of training in contemporary now, as I did my Bachelor of Fine Arts in Dance Performance at QUT, which has a really strong contemporary focus. But I did my RAD ballet exams up into Advanced 2 and have done a lot of RAD teaching. I'll be completing my RAD certificate in 2018 next year, which I'm really excited about. So, as a teacher, some of my philosophies. So one of the things I think is so important in a dance class is remembering that you are there to express your love of dance and you are there to have a good time. So while I do really believe in teaching my students really good technique, and I believe in them staying very focused in my classes, I don't put up with things like hanging on the bar or any of that kind of stuff, but I think it is really important they are having a good time while they're there. And I think it's really important as a teacher to be not afraid to make a little bit of a fool of yourself. So if the students are not paying attention, or if it's just been a busy day for them at school, I will come up with some way of grabbing their attention back. So that might be doing a sudden pop quiz on different words in ballet. So I might have my 8-year-olds running around the studio, but they're running to the different corners, the RAD corners of the sides of the walls, and they're running to corner 5 and facing quasi. So it's still keeping them involved, still keeping them learning about dance, but doing it in a fun, fresh way that will enliven them, make them wake up again before we go back to the bar or go back to doing a bit more serious training. So definitely think it's important to be able to go out of your comfort zone a little bit as a teacher and embarrass yourself just that little bit so that you can get your kids back and get them focused, because I really want my students to get as much as they can out of every lesson. And if the classroom's like a bit of a dead environment, then no one's really having a good time. So I really strongly believe that it's important to come up with as many creative ways as you can to keep the students engaged and to keep the students always knowing what you're wanting, because there's nothing worse than when you have a teacher asking you to do a certain correction and you just have no idea what they're talking about. And I remember in my own dance training, I did encounter that quite often. I was told that I had sickled feet for years and I never really understood what that was. So to counter things like that, I have always been encouraged, and I always encourage my students to think of creative ways to come up with solutions to problems. So one of those might be, I had a student that had a problem with her wrists, so she wasn't holding her port bra correctly. She had her wrists curled in, so she was dancing beautifully, but obviously that distorts the line so much that it isn't good to look at. So I handed her my makeup brushes, and I got her to do a whole ballet class with makeup brushes. So it worked that she could see that if she was curling her wrist in like this, that the makeup brush was facing towards her, and it was enough of a reminder that she knew that they had to be facing overlapping in her first position. So it was just a really handy way of getting her to come to that body awareness and that understanding by having something exterior to her that she could play off. So I'm always trying to come up with creative new ways of giving information to the students, because if they're not understanding you, it's your job and your challenge as a teacher to come up with a way that they do understand you and that they can implement their corrections. So styles-wise, I have taught ballet open classes, RAD classes of a variety of levels. I've also taught jazz, which I really enjoy. It's really good with jazz, getting a nice warm-up in there, getting them to work on all their strength and everything, and turns and kicks. Always a great time because everyone loves that class and everyone loves doing jazz, which is awesome. I also have taught lots of contemporary. I think it's really important to get a strong contemporary basis so that they are not thrown in the deep end when they might have to do a contemporary workshop or something when they're a bit older, that they do have that really good contemporary base from the beginning. Choreography wise, I do my own choreography as an artist, and I have my own choreography performed. I haven't in like artistic showcases and that kind of thing, but I haven't actually choreographed on younger students except for doing solos and stuff for Sedfords. But I definitely would be keen to do that kind of thing and work with troupes and put something on. Choreographically, I think it's really important, especially with children, to have a really strong theme and have a really strong music choice to help you and get everyone to get into the zone. I strongly believe in having the students be part of the choreographic process. So I did used to run choreographic workshops. So I did those once a week for all of last year. and the students really enjoyed those. We'd do different challenges every week, so we'd have things like you were making up a dance and you have 7 moves, 7 choreographic steps. Oh no. Oh, and we're back. I apologise for that, my laptop just went dead. So to have 7 choreographic steps, and then you would put them in a different order or do one of them backwards, and it was just a good way of getting the kids into choreography. So I'm really keen to be part of your school in whatever way I can. Happy to help out with costumes, happy to help out with makeup or choreography, setting up chairs, whatever you need me to do. Yeah, so I'm really looking forward to meeting you. Okay, bye!